everyone, welcome back to Tat Chat. Today we have a very special episode with the one and only Keekee James.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming here and for organising this venue itself.
Yeah, we're at Jacoby's Tiki Bar. Thank you, Pasan, for letting us crash.
Really, really cute space, great atmosphere. You should definitely check it out if you're in the Enmore Newtown area.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, Keekee, I wanted to get into it by starting off with how did you get into tattooing? What's your experience been like in New York and in Sydney?
Okay, so I started tattooing in 2009. I bought my first machine off eBay, which was, I think, a fake bishop. Came with a DVD on how to use it. I didn't watch it. And I just started ripping and dipping all my friends. Absolutely shredding them up. I didn't know what speed I was on. I didn't know what needles I was using. I honestly didn't think it was so literal that like, 3 is 3 needles.
Okay.
I was like, I think they're small. Like, and I kind of went from there and it became a hobby and I was the home job hero.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. And where was that in New York?
That was here in Sydney.
Oh, in Sydney. Okay.
Yeah, so 2009. So young then. But yeah, I was doing that. And then it wasn't until lockdown, my ex wanted me to tattoo them. So I started tattooing and then my American friends were like, you have a tattoo machine? I'm like, yeah, girl. I had it for a while.
That's like 10 years after the fact.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
And then it just took off. Like, because to me, I feel like with my style, like I don't actually know how to draw. Like traditionally, I don't know proportions. I couldn't like draw properly and all that kind of stuff. So I never really got into tattooing. Like I tried to get an apprenticeship, but everywhere that I went was like, we already have a chick. We don't need another one.
Okay, so one's enough in that time. Full-time. Yeah. I think the industry has come a long way in that regard, but still there's a ways to go with it, honestly.
100%.
Like we're not there yet, but like looking at studios now, you have multiple girls, which is amazing.
Oh yeah, I don't hire cis males. So I do if they are male, they're trans or they're non-binary. So yeah, I don't really like cis males in my space, and we don't really tattoo a lot of men. If we do, it's the girls, gays, and theys. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really center men in my life, so
yeah, gorgeous. Does that piss a lot of people off?
Not in New York. No one really cares because there's so many people and there's so many different spaces for so many people.
Right, so
and
everybody has a spot.
Yeah. And I think I'm charming enough to get away with it. Like, you know what I mean? People are just like, oh, well, that's just Keekee. Yeah. So if we, and if we end up having like quite a few like men in the shop, I just sage it afterwards.
So yeah. Got to protect your space.
Oh, absolutely, babe.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. So you own your own studio. What's that been like?
So I have Vacation Forever and we're in Chinatown, New York. It started out as a private studio. So once I started tattooing after lockdown and I was saying it just took off, my drawing style, I was like, I can only draw this way. I can't draw anything else. I didn't even have an iPad yet. So I was just going in these books.
Well, traditionally, that's how people want it to. So
exactly. So then I wasn't like tracing bodies yet. Whereas now, like I'll trace like a horse's body to get it like perfect, and then I'll just fuck up its head. Yeah. And like or add like flames for its mane and stuff like that. But back then it was literally like, okay, well I'm just gonna figure this out.
So what would you say your style is currently?
Everyone asks this and it's really hard.
Yeah, of course. It's a difficult question at any point. Yeah. But I feel like yours is so distinct it's got to have a name, you know?
I think it's so distinct that it doesn't have a name. I think it goes the opposite way. Fair. So I feel like I play with trad a bit and fuck with how trad looks. And then I also play with folk art. I love like folk art. And then I also do interiors. And then I'm obsessed with like 90s Japanese anime, like all those crying girls that I do, and so I mix all that kind of up.
Awesome. Okay.
It's basically like once I find a reference, I'll just start playing and then see what happens from there. Yeah.
Yeah. And usually when you are drawing something, it is kind of like that. It's kind of hard to explain exactly how you've done something because you kind of just sit with it and you're like, well, it'll end up how it ends up, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. And people love it. Like,
well, yeah, it totally took off. So when I first started tattooing, once we could get out of lockdown and whatever, I was doing like 3 to 5 people a day, 6 to 7 days a week. And I started out in a studio with another artist. Turns out he's a massive creep. I found out a lot of stories about him. I didn't want to be associated with him. So then I went back to tattooing at home. I know. But my old apartment in New York used to actually be a shop. So the door opened on street level and the bedroom was downstairs and whatever. So I had this whole area that was actually quite like good and hygienic and you know what I mean? Yeah. But I just got over people being in my house. Plus, when I was getting that busy, it's just like because no one had seen my style before. So then I opened up a private studio, and that was in Ridgewood, like on the border of Bushwick. Yeah. Which maybe we went out.
I think when I was
did we only go out in Chinatown?
No, yeah, we went to Chinatown, and I think literally like we didn't go very far. I think we made it like one street, and that was it.
Because there's so much around there.
But Bushwick was quite a nice area.
Yeah.
We
it's a
spent
vibe.
a little bit of time in Brooklyn, but not a lot. So I feel like it was definitely a nice vibe, honestly. Like a little bit calmer than like Manhattan area.
Yes. So we're in a private studio. You had to go up 2 levels in this old building and whatever. And I did that for 3 years before I found my shop. And now we've been in Chinatown for 2.
Gorgeous.
And it's a street shop now. So like you can just like walk in.
Yeah. So I actually guested with you. Obviously, you know that.
Did.
Like what? Almost 2 years ago now. A year and a half ago. It was 2024.
Really? Oh my God. So
It'll be
American summers ago.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 American summers. Yeah, exactly.
Wild.
It was a gorgeous time, honestly. I loved it. And I think the space that you've created in your studio is really welcoming. All of the artists you had were lovely. And it's just like you can actually take a breath when you're there. It's not like there's not heaps of pressure on you to perform or do anything. Clients seem to really love it too.
Yeah, our clients are the best. We have so many repeat clients. And then we also have clients that like we'll see everyone else in the studio as well, which is really cool, and they kind of collect. And then we have ones that are like just loyal to one or, you know, but then other people's clients end up becoming our friends and whatnot. And everyone just ends up hanging out and chatting, and it's like very communal.
And when I was there as well, I saw that you were doing a few art shows and stuff like that.
Yes.
How has that been to host?
It's so good. So I always wanted a street shop so I could turn it into a gallery as well. So the front half of the shop, I've installed gallery tracks. We take out the furniture and that turns into an art gallery. And a lot of people come thinking it is a gallery, and then they'll come back to bring their friend to show them the show. And they're like, and we're like,
where did all these tattoo artists come from?
we're like, just come in and have a look, babes. So back in the day, my old friend and I used to run an art gallery here in Sydney called Ma Gallery. So a lot of like the old heads would know about that. And so I always wanted to do it again. And so we do that there. Our shows go off. We have like sometimes 200 people show up, and especially in summer, and they all pile out onto East Broadway and take up the whole block. Like, it's a vibe.
Awesome.
Yeah, we actually just had a gallery move in next door. You know that like Chinese bodega that was next door?
Yeah.
They've moved into the basement, and an art gallery's moved in there.
Awesome.
So then we tee up our exhibition nights now, and there's another gallery down the street. So we're going to try and create like a...
Because the streets around you, they close down after a certain time, don't they? Because all the bars open?
So Canal Street closes and all their tables come out into the street and it turns into, like, that's every summer. It's a vibe. It was
literally the coolest thing to see. I've never seen it before in that sort of environment. But I thought it was so lovely. Yeah, I loved it, honestly.
I know. Chinatown is a vibe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So what do you think about collaborative spaces like that? And like, I guess,
like having 2 businesses in one.
Yeah, like we're seeing it a lot more here as well, where it's like it'll be a cafe and a nail salon, or you know, a cafe and an art studio or something like that. What do you reckon?
I think for things like that, where it's like a nail salon and cafe, it's because of expense. Like our exhibitions, they don't make a shit ton of money. Like they bring in some, but it's more about, I'm really obsessed with community. And I want people to be able to see the space if, like, maybe they can't afford a tattoo or whatever, just, you know, come through.
Be in the environment, see the culture a little bit more too.
Yeah, and also I meet so many people at the exhibitions. I've met people that I've gotten, like, free ad space in their magazine because of it. Met people who I've ended up doing, like, collabs with. I've met, like, photographers or other artists who want to exhibit. So now we're fully booked until 2026.
That's awesome.
Wait, we are in 2026. September 2026.
End of the year.
End of the year, we're fully booked.
So how often are the art shows then?
Every 2 months, except I have dyslexia when it comes to M months, and I fucked myself up. And we're doing one we just did one in February, we're doing one in March, and then we're doing it again in like April. So like as soon as I get back, I'm installing a new show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's the theme? Or who's the artist?
It's Val Carez, and she does these amazing ceramics that also plays with like being queer and sexuality and kink and horniness. So like a dog wearing a strap on, you know, which also we were discussing. So I haven't seen everything yet.
Yeah.
But when we were talking about her ideas, so I kind of like, I wouldn't say mentor, but I give inspiration and ideas of how do you want to do your show. So I kind of like, some people I really mentor, like right up until their exhibition. Some people like just want a little bit of information or like ideas.
Do you get a lot of first-time exhibitors?
They're not even first time. It's more that I'm a business girl.
Oh, okay. So
I'm
they just
like,
want a little bit of advice.
So, for example, we have a show coming up, and it's Brady. She's painting all these portraits. And at first she was like, I'm just going to paint portraits. I go, no, let's paint some queer icons. So we have Monet Exchange in there. We have Meatball, like these are drag queens. We have Cheeky Ma, who's like a New York icon, and she's painting all these kind of people.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, and so we've been working closely together right up until her show's not until May.
Right.
Whereas Val and I just like kind of hung out for a day and chatted about like, why don't you make this? Why don't you also make them like homewares? Why don't you make like the dog strap? He can be hung on the wall and it can be like a wall hook. You know,
God, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. So I'm always like, how can you do it so that we can sell some more stuff? And how can you do it so like people will remember your show?
Yeah. So is your aim of it, like what you want kind of out of people, is it to make a mark on the people looking at it, or do you want art to mainly be political or have some sort of like agenda, I guess?
I'm very particular about who I want to show, and honestly it's about what tickles my fancy.
Yeah.
So we did this, I had an artist, I was working with her for about 6 months, and 2 weeks before the show she pulled out.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
So then I did a call out and we had over 250 people applied. And I was literally swiping it like it was Tinder and being like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And I just put up a thing. If you haven't heard from me, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Because then I just had a copy and paste of no, delete. Like, and I went through all these people and I did it in about an hour. So I'm like, I know what I like.
Yeah.
And I know how I want it to look. And I know what would look good in the space. Did all that, and then I narrowed it down to 35, and then from the 35 I narrowed it to 10. But that also gave me, from that 35, is like there were some people in there that I was like solo show, group show, solo show.
So you just like go and book everybody in.
Yeah,
for, like,
so then that's why we're
too.
booked till September.
That's a really great idea. Yeah.
And then usually the people that I pick I've noticed that I like sexual content a lot. So everything's like naked or whatever. Like there's all that. There's something to do with sex. So that ends up happening.
Yeah.
So maybe that's my view.
Maybe that's your thing. Yeah.
But I don't really try and think like, does it need to have a message? Does it have to be whatever? I'm like, is it cool?
Yeah.
Do I like it?
Yeah. Does it make you feel something as well?
It's down to what I like. Because it's going to be in my space and I have to look at it.
Very perfect.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I also did it so we don't have to have the same art all the time. You know, when you work in a trad shop and it's like the same fucking art on the wall.
Everybody
like
has the same prints. Yeah.
Like, no, not into it.
Oh, that sounds amazing though. I really love that you've like cultivated this space of like up and coming artists, or, you know, just giving people a platform who really deserve it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool, and it's very New Yorker of you.
It's a lot of POC, a lot of queer people that exhibit in our space.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? So you've got your shop, you've got your clientele, you've made this like amazing brand. What's something that you want to achieve next?
I want to be like the Lisa Frank of tattooing. Like, I just want to see my shit on everything. I want to like do collabs. I want to get it out there. I know, like, so I have the shakes.
Yeah.
Like, have you started to get them yet? Okay.
Thankfully, I'm really scared.
I'm like 2,000 years older than you, and I drink more than you. So.
I've heard it from a lot of people, and it's literally my number one thing that I'm like, oh God, that's going to suck when it finally starts.
Actually, you know, Margot, Lady Valentine, that we were talking about earlier, she lost feeling in her fingers for like 3 months.
No way. From what?
Nerve damage. She just got her feeling back. So then I was like, oh, fuck. Like,
That's
I could
horrible.
be next.
Hey, yeah, I know. Because I'm constantly worried about like carpal
wrist?
tunnel and arthritis and stuff like
Yes.
that. And I'm like, anything could get you at this point.
Literally.
Honestly.
So that's why I was like, okay, what's my backup plan? And like, I've always been a backup plan girly because like I came from like the sex work industry and like you age out of it, you can't stay in it. So what's your backup plan? And like I learned a lot about business and money through that.
Yeah.
And a lot about rejection. So like you get rejected like 20 times in a night, like whatever.
Yeah.
So then with tattooing, although that kind of like knowledge comes into this, and I'm like, all right, so what's my backup plan? You got the shakes. You're not going to be able to do this forever. My back, I have a fucking bulging disc now because I'm like 2,000 years old, girl.
Oh my goodness.
Like a fossil.
Falling apart.
I am.
So sad,
that's why like the Lisa Frank of tattooing. And the
yeah.
thing is in America, like I would not get the collaborations that I've been getting in Sydney, which is what I've started to notice with this last trip.
Yeah, because you haven't been back here in a while.
Yeah, last time I was back was 2023 and before that was 2018.
Yeah.
So I don't usually come.
So what's different about Sydney this trip that you've noticed?
It's expensive, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to live here. Like, it's cheaper to live in New York. And there's nothing
Outrageous,
to fucking do. Like, the other night we went to see Maxi Shield do trivia.
Yeah.
And did that. And then it was like 9:30 and I was like, let's go get some food. And they were like, huh, where?
No, it's
I was like, what do you mean? Like the kitchen closed at 9:30? That to me is wild. Just before I left, I was having ramen at like midnight.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was like
nothing
good ramen.
opens in New York before like what, 12 midday?
Oh yeah. Our shop doesn't even open until 12.
Crazy.
Like nothing is around.
Literally.
Except for cafes, but you know.
Oh yeah, but yeah, even that when I would rock up to the shop like 2 hours early because I'm like, yay, I'm here, I'm ready, and then I would just go sit in the park.
Yeah,
I'm like
we're in bed.
To do right now.
Yeah. It's like even all like clothing stores and stuff in New York, it's 12.
Crazy. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well,
I know, right?
I guess you adapt anywhere you go. Hey.
Yeah. So like I don't think I could make it in Sydney. Also with my style, I don't think it's as popular. I think a lot of people like trad here.
Yeah, I think Sydney is definitely more traditional in kind of every sense. Yeah, definitely fine line and realism is huge here. So Sydney really hasn't explored a lot of other styles very much. Like I think Melbourne has a little bit more, but that's kind of where our limit is a little bit.
Yeah, like Co Malone, who did my Swan, they're in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a little group like them that does this kind of stuff. And then I saw Scratch here in Leichhardt.
Yeah.
There's some cyber sigilism going on there.
A little bit, yeah.
But apart from that, I haven't noticed much.
Melbourne definitely has the more experimental, newer sort of styles. Sydney is very much like, we've got our thing, that's all we're kind of doing. And like, but the people here, they do perfect it. Like, definitely. But, you know, you stay here if those are the styles that you want to do. And if not, you go somewhere else and find some more inspiration by people.
Yeah. That's why, like, New York, it's like everything. Our slogan is weird tattoos for weird people.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Absolutely love.
And when we have someone come in, they're like, I want a realistic portrait of my dead grandmother. We're like, girl, not here. Like, it's not going to happen, honey. And we just send them around the corner to somebody else. But that's the thing. There's a trad shop around the corner, but now we have Pickles. Shout out to Pickles, who is our queer trad artist. But when we didn't have Pickles, we'd send people around the corner to Daredevil, who's been around for 30 years. Yeah. And the owner's a woman. Love that.
Gorgeous.
And then apart from that, for like realism, like portraiture, would send them elsewhere. But that's the thing, is you can go anywhere in New York for that.
Yeah. And I guess that's one of the issues when it comes to specialized style, right? Because people want it so that it's like a one-stop shop where if you walk in somewhere, you can get whatever you want. And sometimes that's just not the case, especially with how, you know, individualized and specialized some styles are nowadays. People kind of only do that and they hone in on it for years, get so good at it that they don't need to do anything else to pay bills, you know?
Yeah, but then also I feel like they enjoy it. So like
so
it
much
makes
more,
sense. Yeah,
exactly.
I know. Our walk-ins, also our walk-in flash is weird. So we have like some regular shit that people get, and then we also are like, whatever you want off Pinterest, let us know, we can do it. but people generally end up flipping through our books. Like I've ended up doing full thigh pieces of my flash because someone
your
just
flash book is like this thick.
I have two.
Like that's
Gosh. I think I have like 2,000 designs.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, when people are like, when are you coming out with a new flash? I'm like, babe,
it's all there.
pick
no,
one.
literally. I think last time I saw your flash book, I was flipping through it for like an hour, just being like, and I could get that and that one, and how about everything in the book? That would be great, actually.
Literally, I know. And then it's kind of like when you've done that many, you know, when you get into that like almost like drawing block where you're like, okay, what's next? What's my style now? What do I want to lean into more?
So you constantly want to experiment with new things, but sometimes you just can't think of the new things, you know?
Yeah, I have been thinking that I might like enroll in like an art class and learn how to do a bit of realism. And then, you know how I do like my trippy eyes and all that kind of stuff. It could be cool maybe to throw in like a realistic thing or really have a realistic body and a weird like
go into surrealism. That would be amazing with your style.
I don't know.
Not a fan.
I just don't know if I have the brain for like the grayscale of it all.
I think that's the thing. You can make things whatever you want them to be. I think it's just the backing knowledge, I guess, of like, well, this is how, you know, traditional painters or whatever do something. How do I then make that my own?
Flip it on its head.
Yeah. Because I think there's so many cool motifs in surrealism. That's like Salvador Dali. It's so wacky, so random.
That's true.
Like I think that's just that shouts Keekee to me. You know.
You'd like my friend's work in Puerto Rico, Sebastian. He does that kind of like, he paints like pretty trippy shit, like a Salvador Dali vibe, but he also tattoos.
Really cool. I think I saw an artist out of Mexico that was like full scale traditional, American traditional, right? But it was like almost like acrobatic, like women in the shape of a tiger head or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really sick. I saw it on one of my clients the other day and I was just like, that's fucking insane. I couldn't stop staring at it.
There's a great studio in Mexico City, Los Diablos. Yeah, that's what they're called. And they have incredible artists out of there. One of my favorites, Dr. Hache. He does really trippy kind of like punk figures and like animals and whatever, and their legs are all entwined in each other and the big nails and sunglasses.
Maybe that is the guy. I don't know.
Could be him.
I need to find him. I can't think of his name at the moment.
I'll show you later.
Yeah, could be.
He's really cool.
Yeah, really sick. But it's all stuff like that where it's like taking something traditional and making it whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
We kind of need to at this stage where it's like everything that could be done has been done in some form. So you've got to add your own spin on it in any way possible.
Yeah. And I find in Sydney it's a little bit rigid, bit like very in the lanes that they've been given. And I often think, imagine if I did get that apprenticeship that I tried to get back, like when I finished high school, my style wouldn't be my style. I would have been
a completely different person. Yeah.
I'd just be working at like a trad shop and just drawing trad shit. And then I would never have been like, oh, I don't know how to actually draw, so I'm going to draw in my way and then build it from there. So I'm glad everything happened how it happened. It's like meant to be.
So did you have an art backing before you came into tattooing, or did you kind of learn how to draw as you went?
So in high school, I was like, I want to be an artist, Did all the art subjects. And my art teacher and my mum during a parent-teacher thing were both like, honey, you can't draw.
Aww.
Yeah. And so I got the mentality, okay, well, I can't draw.
Yeah.
So then instead I like started an art gallery with my best friend and we did all these huge shows and stuff like that. And we were in the art world and she was like more of an artist.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I was just like in the world and I'd make some art, but I didn't like get into it hard. And then it wasn't until lockdown. Like, I had a fashion label. So I kind of like did arty stuff.
You're very much in the culture of it.
Yeah, totally. So then when lockdown happened and I started drawing my own style, that's how that all evolved.
Amazing.
So basically I didn't know how to draw. And I still to this day say that I don't know how to draw.
I feel like, that's definitely something I wanted to get your take on, hey, because it's something I see like online all the time being like, do tattoo artists need to know how to draw?
No. I don't think so. I'm living proof. Like, I have been in the game now, like, professionally for 6 years. I own my own shop. All my silly little drawings, which my therapist says I can't use those words anymore. He's like, they're not silly and they're not little. Anyway, they paid for the shop. So that's the way I see it. I'm like, my shit paid for the shop. So then whenever I, like, sometimes I get a little nervous about doing a guest spot in like a trad shop or whatnot. And then I had to remind myself, I'm like, nah, girl, like your stuff paid for all of this. So
I think that's the thing. At the end of the day, if you love art, you're putting your all into it no matter what. And that's really what people want it to be about. You know, like you can draw and not give a shit about anything to do with it. That doesn't make you a better artist, you know?
Yeah, fully.
So I think, looking at everything you've done and achieved, and especially with your shop now, you're hitting the mark with literally everything you're doing.
Stop. Are you flirting with me? Don't.
Just a little bit.
I'm single now, girl. I think you have to have your own vibe and your own style to stand out in New York. Like you have
all
to.
About branding.
Whereas here, like you can just be a fucking trad artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I guess that's another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, right? Because you have so many different things that you're doing. So you've got the art show, you've got your tattooing, you've got your brand. What is your take on like merch, collabs, anything like that? I know you mentioned collabs, but what do you think?
I love me a collab. I love it. And this year is going to be my year of brand deals. And like I was saying, how I want to be the Lisa Frank and be everywhere, getting the shakes, blah, blah, blah. I just feel like for the next level or where to go, I never not want a tattoo because it's like when I don't tattoo, do you get the itch? Yeah. Like I feel I get
really sad if I have to not work for a little bit, or like just that feeling of like, oh, I'm not achieving something.
Yes.
I'm not putting my skills to use or anything like that.
And it's also like away from your phone, you're fully present. Like it's all, there's so many things. It's meditative and like.
Oh, I think so. It's a lot of mindfulness too. When you're doing something that you love and you can just focus on it for hours on end. It's the best feeling ever. Yeah.
So I never want to get rid of that feeling, but I also I understand that it, you know, maybe I won't be able to do that all the time. So then I'm like, okay, what's my next thing? So brand deals. So I just recently did a collab with Juliette Lewis. She has a new film called By Design, and they reached out to me. They're like, can you come and tattoo the opening night in New York?
Oh, that's awesome.
And then the theater said no, even though we had all the right paperwork. That's cool. Yeah. Instead, I designed a sheet of temporary tattoos for them that they gave out across the country for every cinema.
I saw that. Yeah.
So every cinema that was showing it had them. And then I had clients from different cities being like, oh my God, I got to pick up one. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
So I just did that. So Juliette Lewis knows who I am. And then I have been drawing all over these suitcases. So I was going through like this breakup. I did flash to try and get it out of my system. Like, you know, artists, you got to get it out. Did some flash that wasn't enough for me. And then I had a suitcase that I started painting, and like it was a medium size, whatever. Away saw it and they're like, okay, they sent me another like large scale suitcase. They sent me a check on. They sent me like 5 of these, and like, so working with them, when I get back, we're going to have some meetings. So that's sick.
Very nice. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
And then I'm flying home early. I'm flying home on Monday because on Tuesday, we're doing a vampire pop opera.
Sounds sick. Okay.
It's literally the most New York thing ever.
Yeah.
But the intern for this opera or musical found us. The guitarist for Bruno Mars wrote it. Or co-wrote it, and they found us, and they were like, can you come and tattoo our press night? And we're like, sure.
That's insane. Yeah.
And they were like, unlimited tattoos, you just bring you and your staff. So there's 3 of us. We did 40 tattoos in like 3 hours, even with like about a 30-minute like intermission where they did like their musical and whatever. And then they were like, hey, so like, you know, then I charmed the pants off of them, and they were like, can you tattoo our opening night on the 3rd? So I changed my flights from Australia trip. And so as soon as I get back, we're tattooing their opening night for like everyone that bought tickets.
Wow. Okay. And what sort of tattoos would they be?
They're just like little minis.
Yeah.
You know, nice little like bangers, vampire themed.
That's really cool.
There's 5 of us working it, so we'll smash it.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah,
that's
thanks.
Really cool. Yeah.
So New York, it's like really cool that you can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then from there, who knows what my next collabs will be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, hopefully a lot more in the future.
Yeah, Lisa Frank, girl.
Yeah. Can't wait to see you on billboards.
Right? That's the plan, baby.
When I was in your shop and also online, TikTok, you're doing crazy good on literally everything. I keep looking at your merch. What the hell is going on with your merch? It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's so funny because like I put a lot of time and effort into my merch, and then I do not promote it that much as I promote like everything else. So I should be
so much though. Yeah.
I know I should promote it more. I should be a good girl about it. Like, but it's like how many things go. So yeah, I do a print on demand company, which makes it so I don't have to hold all the stock. Yeah. And that's just because of after working in fashion, like that shit gets like a lot.
Easiest way to do it.
Easiest way to do it. So then you can do it on anything. But the t-shirts, like my most famous shirt is actually my tits on a t-shirt. And I did that to get back at an ex and it worked. And I sold 200 shirts. But I went from being Instagram's golden child to being like, it's like naughty girl.
Yeah, it would have censored you quite a lot.
Yeah, so that happened like 4 years ago, and I only am now allowed to buy ads again.
No way. It took that long.
It took that long. Oh my God. Yeah, and I went from getting like 22,000 likes on one image to like 30.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Whatever. It is
all the time with people, even like posting tattoos of a chest or like of cleavage, even if it has the tiniest bit, you get censored.
Yes,
like,
I actually did a tramp stamp and it looked like cleavage and it got censored.
Yep, straight away.
But yeah, so then you can imagine having like, so it's based off like Vivienne Westwood, that famous t-shirt that she has. It's based off that, except it's just mine covered in tattoos. I need to do an updated version because I've got so many more now. But yeah, my merch is a vibe. I need to promote it more. And the shop also has its own merch as well, so Vacation Forever. And then the best thing about this printing on demand thing is it's free shipping worldwide. You should get on it, girl.
I know I haven't. I'm slightly scared to do merch, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, no, I get in my own head quite a lot about it because then I go, oh, what design will I do? And then I go, oh, but does that represent me? I don't know.
No,
it's a
you gotta like
cycle.
I think it was like Tyler, the creator, was just like, you just gotta pump it out.
Just gotta do it.
And you just gotta do it, and then you just move on to the next thing. Like, some of my shit that's been sitting on there has been some designs from like 4 or 5 years ago, and I just leave it up.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, one of my mates the other day was doing my hair, and she was like, you have 5 pages of merch. And I was like, yeah, I just don't take things down.
That's
like, just leave it up.
People still get it as well?
If I promote it, some people like, I didn't even know you had it.
Yeah, right, okay.
Because even though I send people to my booking form, which is my website, they don't often like go anywhere else.
They don't look around, hey. Yeah, no, I found that too, actually.
Yeah, I've just been a bad girl. I need to advertise, I need to get out there.
You're doing so good with socials though, by the way.
You think?
Oh yeah, you're every time I've opened up TikTok, you always pop up going, morning tat doggies.
Morning tat doggies.
Every time.
So on my merch, I have like morning tat doggies down the sleeves and stuff like that. I don't know how that started, but it just became, because you know how silly you feel when you're making a TikTok, especially being artists. We're not meant to do socials like the way that we are pushed to do it now. And
no, it's a must though.
Yeah,
like you can't get
how
away
you were
with
saying,
not doing
starting your intro for this. You're like, I don't know how to start my intro. So morning tat doggies became.
I think it's great. Yeah. Honestly, I say it to Lachlan all the time.
I love that.
Literally every time he walks in the room, I'm like, morning tat doggy. And he's like, stop it. No. It's my favorite thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at one point it got so stuck in my head that I was like, where do I even know this from?
Yeah.
Like I actually couldn't place it.
It's just a stim now.
It is, I think.
Yeah. It's my little stim.
I love it.
So when are you coming back to New York?
Oh, I hope whenever. I want to so badly. Honestly, like going to New York was really eye-opening for me, I think, just in terms of what artists are like and what an industry could look like. I think that was really cool. And like not even in like the tattooing sense, just in the sense of like these are artists purely being artists, and that's just beautiful to see.
Yeah, a lot of people are artists and then the tattooing is an extension.
Yeah.
Mine is definitely as a career, and like I can't imagine myself being anything else. Except maybe business, but it would be tied in with tattooing. Yeah. But here I think it's like you're a tattoo artist.
It's kind of like your job first and whatever you want to do second.
Yeah.
Whether, in New York it's, or even, elsewhere, I guess. It's like you embody the person you want to be.
Yeah.
Whether here it's kind of like you're whoever. It doesn't really matter as much.
I think you met one of my artists, Sumi. She also works in an art gallery like 3 days a week, and she curates shows and does all that kind of stuff, and then she tattoos like 3 days a week.
Gorgeous, yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
It's a really lovely life too. That sounds really good.
Yeah, her art's amazing. She's, I love all my children. I have like 8 of them now.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah,
hey.
they're the best.
You are a bit of like a mother hen a little bit sometimes.
I like
really
it.
nice.
I like it. And it's a
think it's
vibe.
really
And like
good.
when our guest artists come, like when you guys come, I always take everybody out. So it constantly feels like a rotation of like, and I love going out. So I'm like always partying with guest artists. I feel like it's super important if you're going to travel, and I travel around the world and tattoo as well. Take your artists out. Take them out, have dinners. Like the night before I left, we had 2 Korean guest artists, 2 German guest artists, and a Canadian, and then the whole shop. We all went to Woo's Wontons across the street.
Oh,
Did we
lovely,
go there?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
We went to the sake bar across the street.
Oh, they're the best. A shout out to
It
Ahsoka.
was very nice, yeah.
So we all went to Woo's, and there was like 13 of us having dinner and hanging out, and then we all went to this like lesbian bar afterwards. And
So cute, yeah.
yeah, like I feel like you have to do that. And like when I travel and whatnot, I'll ask like, oh, when are we going to go out? And I'll ask them before I go.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like, oh, like I never thought of it. I'm like, no, like take your artists out. And also that builds relationships. So a lot of my guest artists have been with me for like 4 years, 5 years, and they keep coming back.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that's what it's about with your sense of community. You love community, so you actually actively build one instead of just going, oh, yeah, no, I love that, and then never doing anything with anyone. Like, it's not helpful in that case.
Yeah.
And, yeah, like you said, it goes hand in hand with building relationships with people, building rapport, but also kind of like elevating the status of whatever you want to do to be more inclusive of people and to actually have a good time.
Yeah, totally. Like my German guest artists have been coming to me for so long that I went to their wedding like last year.
So cute, yeah.
Yeah, last year or the year before, something like that. And that's amazing. And then I got to meet all of these incredible tattoo artists from Europe. And then now I have these new friends, and they're going to come eventually once, like, you know, the Orange Man's out of office. And it's good to build those relationships, I think. Of course, and also, like, your friends come to town all the time. Like, it's the best.
I think, honestly, it was the highlight of coming to New York was going out with you and seeing the people that you're around and just, like, meeting new people. I think that was amazing.
Yeah.
And I think without that, our time in New York would have been completely different. Like, I don't think it would have been as fun. I don't think it would have been, you know, as eye-opening or anything like that, you know. I think that really makes a trip. And when people actually go out of their way to do something for you, it's the loveliest thing ever.
Oh, totally. Well, lucky for everyone that comes, I love going out.
Yeah.
I'm out like every single night in New York. That's what I noticed in Sydney as well, is like there's nowhere to go. There's no, like...
Unless it's a weekend or a Friday night or something like that.
Yeah. I was like, let's go get some food. It was like 9:30 p.m. Nope. Let's like finding small bars. And luckily, like, I know a lot of the boys that own, like, you know, Basana owning this.
Yeah.
I know what bars to go to, but like, what the... It's... Firstly, I couldn't afford to live here anymore, and I don't know what I would do if I lived here.
I think it's actually crazy that you say that, though, because, like, in my mind, I think New York would be so much more expensive to live in, but that's just not the case anymore, hey?
Not really, not compared to, like, some of my friends here and clients that I was tattooing. $1,000 a week in rent? You kidding?
That's pretty standard, yeah.
Like,
I think the median rent was $800 a week.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Which New York can be like that, but I have a 3-bedroom railroad to myself, and it's $575 a week. Rent stabilized, will not change in price.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's really good for you.
Thank you.
I think we just moved houses and we got a 2-bed apartment, ground floor, right? Not near the city, like half an hour out from the city. And everybody is so surprised that we even got a house that big. And it's like, it's so standard. Like, you're asking for basic living conditions. And it's not a thing, honestly.
Yeah, no, they should have rent stabilized places in Sydney because it's out of control. Like, I was thinking and chatting, like, to my friends and whatever, and my cousin last night, and I was just like, I just don't know if I could afford to come back. Not that I'm going to. I've still got like a 3-year lease with the shop, and I just don't think I would.
You've been in America for what, 9 years?
Yeah, next year I'll be a New Yorker.
You get citizenship?
No, I already have citizenship, but you have to do 10 years.
Because didn't you win the green card lottery?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So once you've lived in New York for 10 years, you're considered a New Yorker. So next year I'll be an official New Yorker,
that's
babes.
Awesome. Congrats. Yeah. That's really cool.
I hope I never lose my Australian accent, though. I don't think I will.
Yeah. Look, I don't know.
Do I mix?
Somewhat, like not a lot, but it's definitely almost like an Americanized Australian accent.
Interesting.
In some ways, but I don't know. You're still very Australian, don't worry.
Any Americans that I date, I'm like, after a few months, I'm like, you can't hear my accent anymore, can you? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's just normal now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But I did FaceTime my staff the other day and they were looking at each other while I was talking. I'm like, what? And they're like, you sound really Australian.
Was that while you were here?
Yeah.
So do you think you put it on a little bit
I think
more?
I sound more Aussie. I bet you once we listen back to this when I'm in America, I'll sound super Australian.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. Like when we were in New York, I could hear it because I was like, you don't sound like exactly Aussie. But then right now I'm like, I actually can't hear it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was saying.
Australians pick up their little like R words, like or, New York, weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Hey.
Yeah. I know.
well.
I know. I'll never lose it.
Oh, you'll just have to come back here a little bit more, although I never think that's going to happen again.
I don't know. No, I really enjoyed this trip and it was a lot of fun. It was just fun also being like the little weirdo in the shop. And everyone was so nice and everyone was super accommodating. And then my clientele was all weird as well. So it was just fun to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And they loved it.
How has your experience been like since you didn't get into tattooing traditionally? What has the response been like from people in the industry?
Going away from Australia and coming back, they fully accepted me because I did the thing. You know how Australians, you got to do the thing.
Yeah. That makes sense.
In New York, like teaching, I'm from the YouTube University. That's where I got my diploma. So in New York, you can get away with it. But when I opened my shop in Chinatown, I got a bit of that staunch vibes that you get from here.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of like male run shops come in while I was renovating and like walk through and whatever. And
when it was just you two, because you renovated all by yourself, didn't you?
Me and two carpenters, but for a good chunk there, they were working other jobs, so I was by myself. But because I've already been staunched by the bikers in Sydney, that was nothing. So it was kind of just like, yeah, whatever, and I gave them a tour.
And I guess that's where the rejection theory, like, you know, experience comes in. Just being like, yeah, well, not everybody's going to like you. Who cares?
Totally. And also, like, men don't faze me. Like, so that also was just like, whatever, dude.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only shop who hasn't staunched me is Daredevils because they've been around for 30 years. That's the one on Canal Street where they close off the thing. And it's female run.
Gorgeous.
Like,
very
and
nice.
she's very cool human and doesn't care that we're there because she knows that we're not going to take her clientele.
Completely different clientele too. So I think you both would have a good relationship because you've got the traditional side and the new modern, you know, contemporary bit, which is really cool. And I think that's how it kind of should be. But I think a lot of the time people get really like envious or jealous maybe of just like what a new person could possibly do to their business, and instead of just being secure about it, you know?
Yeah, because of my own style, I'm very much in my own lane and I'm very comfortable in my own lane, and the more that I don't worry about anyone outside of it, the more collabs I've been getting, the more clients I've been getting, and the more amazing people I've been attracting. So I've really like honed in on that, but it did take me a minute because I did have that Sydney voice in my head that, you know, my art isn't good or my art isn't like normal, whatever.
It's not fitting into the box. When has art ever supposed to been fit into a box? Like, it's not a thing.
And that's what I think it's cooler to be on that side of the world with all those like crazy artists that like I've already mentioned a bunch in this podcast, is that they all do really insane work as well. So then you're kind of like, who do I want to look up to? You know, who do I want to be more like?
Yeah.
And how can I like take things like my friend Zizi from Korea? I'm constantly like zooming in on her shit and being like, how the fuck did she do that? Or like,
love doing
what made her think of that? And like, you know, or I'll see somebody else's work where I'm like, I don't need to be so hard on myself on pulling like the insanely most perfect line, because then I see this person's work who is incredible, and then you zoom in and you're like, oh, okay, like you don't have to sweat so much.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
I think it's, whether or not you want to compare yourself to others or not.
Yeah.
And like, you know, people who do the best work are the ones that, you know, are happy in themselves, that just focus on what they want to do and be happy about it.
Yeah, literally.
Know? Yeah.
You can't like look at anybody else's shit.
I don't think it's helpful, no.
No, unless you're getting inspired by it.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Look up to great people for that case.
Totally.
you know, like comparing yourself to the people in your studio or, you know,
I constantly
whoever.
zoom in on your work.
Oh, I love
Girl,
doing
you're
that.
fucking
It's
crazy.
my favorite thing to do.
You're crazy. Your style is so good. You're so precise. Like, I feel like you nail all of the categories of like being precise, being technical, and also just like having cool imagery.
I think I can definitely relate. Thank you very much. I think I can definitely relate to what you're saying, though, in the sense of, you know, Sydney is definitely a box, and I have tried really hard my entire career to put myself in that box. And I think it's only until, like, honestly, I actually think it was since I guested with you that I kind of saw a different way to doing things, and I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, what am I actually trying to do?
Get a little ratchet, baby.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. But in the same vein, what Sydney is good for is it does make you a very technically good tattoo artist.
Which I'm so grateful for, to be honest. I think that's the way that I really hope to go about this. But at a certain stage, I do want to detach from that a little bit and figure out, like, because like, one of my main things in tattooing is I love Japanese traditional. I love American traditional. I have a fine line backing, but I don't necessarily want to do exactly that. But I love, you know, all of the theory behind it. I love the motif and like just how they put together a piece, I think is beautiful. So my main thing is I want that traditional backing, but then I want to take it and I want to just do whatever the fuck I want with it, to be honest.
Have you seen the artists at Three Tides Tattoo in Osaka and Tokyo?
Who are you talking about?
There's like a bunch of them. I've been going to get tattooed off them for years.
Really?
And they are really fun and freaky. And then there's another girl in Nagoya maybe, who's also a little freaky. And then Dr. Hache went and tattooed he's from Mexico and tattooed in Tokyo. I think it's called Nam Nam. And they're a bunch of weirdos as well.
Yeah, I know. I've been going down a lot of Instagram rabbit holes of like Japanese traditional artists that just do the
That flip
wackiest
it on their head.
abstract stuff. It's gorgeous. I'm obsessed with it, to be honest.
Because you have the technical skill, you could totally like create a whole different vibe.
Oh, and like bodysuits. Bodysuits are where I want to be, honestly. That is just, the more I look at bodysuits, the more I'm like, why isn't everybody doing that? To be honest, it's like tattoos are one thing, like small patchwork tattoos are one thing, but then creating an entire body of an artwork is just crazy. Like,
I know, it's very
unmatched,
cool.
to be honest.
Very cool. Yeah, I think people are leaning out of doing small tattoos, and now they're
It's a huge craze, though. Honestly, it did really well to popularize tattooing, and like fine line artists popped off with that sort of stuff.
I blame Betty Goo, you know that DJ? No, Peggy. Sorry, Peggy Goo. She has her whole back in like little minis, and she got like, she's an icon. Yeah. And she got super popular on Pinterest.
Oh, cool.
And then all the girlies wanted that.
I've seen a lot of patchwork backs. Yeah. Definitely.
But now big is back.
I think so. I think it's constantly flipping on its head, to be honest, because also like fine line was in for ages. Now, specifically in Sydney, there is more of a swing towards American traditional too. So it's like a pendulum, you know, it's going to keep going back and forth, but I fucking hope large scale's back in.
I know.
I'm so excited for that.
I love doing big pieces just to sink your teeth into it. And there's nothing better than knowing that you've got like a 6-hour tattoo that day and you're just like,
oh, or like a second session where you're like, I don't have to draw anything. I don't have to stencil. I don't typically don't have to line. I can just shade the entire day. It's really, really fun.
Sometimes it's hard to get people back. I hate it. Like I have like 3 or 4 pieces out there that aren't done. It's driving me nuts.
What, because of like pain or just like time commitment?
Probably money. I think a lot of people are broke.
Yeah.
I did this insane like 2 like iris, are they iris flowers? Anyway, they bleeding into each other and then they turn into smoke.
That sounds awesome.
And it was on this black girl's stomach, and we tested all the colours and I knew exactly what we were going to do next. Gorgeous, so I did like a little dot test. She never came back.
Oh,
I really want to.
Stomachs are really painful.
I know, it's painful, it's expensive, and whatever.
Even like I got a piece on my calf that I still haven't finished because I'm like, that was fucking horrible.
Worst client ever.
I am. No, I really am. It's my one piece that like it killed all of my confidence in getting tattooed because I was like, I can't even sit through that. That's horrible.
I hate getting tattooed. I hate it.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, you have so far to go, girl.
I know. Makes me really sad.
You got this. You just got to do it.
One day I'll be fully covered. That time's not right now, honestly.
Do it.
I can't commit to it. And then I keep hearing like, oh yeah, you know, like early 20s, that's when it's your time to like get your huge pieces, because otherwise your pain tolerance is completely gone. And I'm like, my pain tolerance is already gone.
Oh,
like,
mine was gone from day dot. And I started getting tattooed when I was like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Not good, babe.
It's horrible, I know. But it'll look cool when it's done. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Exactly. Bye.
All right, Keekee. So what does 2026 look like for you? What's next? What are you hoping to achieve next, or anything like that?
Brand collabs.
Yep.
I'm going to do some more America travel. Now that a lot of my guest artists are international and they're getting a bit scared about traveling, so I get it. So now I want to branch out and get some more Americans into the shop. So the best way to do that is you got to go there. And so
meet people.
yeah, I'm gonna pop about. So I've got my my guest wait list open for a bunch of cities. So I'm gonna do that. I want to go and tattoo in Korea because like my friend's been coming to me for so long. I need to return the favor.
Yeah. That's gonna be really, really cool.
Yeah, that'll be a vibe. And I'm working on brand collabs. I think I said that already. I want to help the staff that I have at the moment in the shop. I fucking love going to work every day. I want to try and help them, mentor them how they need it, like push them up. I don't want any of them to ever leave, so I'm going to do my absolute everything.
Yep.
So do a bit of that, and hang out with my cats. Draw a lot more outside of tattooing.
Yeah.
You know,
do your own exhibition as well.
I don't know about that.
That would be really cute.
I don't know about that. Especially not in my own shop. That's like so cringe.
Or you get somebody else to organise it.
No, it's still in my shop. I don't know. You know what I mean?
You have to branch out to the one next door then.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, so I think a lot of that shit, and then also just like taking time for myself. A bit more, which will be cool.
That sounds like a really, really great year, honestly.
Yeah.
Good luck with everything.
Thank
that sounds
you.
really cool. Okay, so one thing I always ask that I find really, really helpful, just for myself and also for people watching, what is one piece of advice that you would like to give to up-and-coming artists or people that, you know, might not have found their way so far?
You just have to be authentic to yourself. That's the only way to do it. Like we were talking before, stay in your own lane and do all that kind of shit. Because when you do, once like that, you know, everything takes time. Once you have the talent and everything to back it, you're just gonna kill it. Yeah. And also, the more authentic you are, the more that you attract your crowd. And like we were saying, like trying to fit into that Sydney box or fit into somebody else's box, it doesn't quite work. And the more that I'm in my own lane, the more successful I'm getting and the more amazing people I'm attracting.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, just be yourself, babe. Isn't that cute?
That's very cute. Very on brand for you, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on here and having a chat. I've really appreciated it.
I literally begged you to have me.
No, it was great. I was so excited when I got that message though, because I was like, oh my God, Keekee's coming back.
I watch all your stuff, babes.
Oh, that's really cute.
I'm one of these people that I like and I comment on everyone's shit. I'm sure you guys see me popping up in your shit all the time.
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite thing to see what you're up to.
Why not? If you're not supporting your friends, then what the fuck are you doing? Like, honestly. I don't want to rely on a stranger to like my shit. I want my mates to be all over it.
Exactly.
So I do the same.
Oh, I think you're honestly onto something in every aspect. So good job, Keekee. Thank you so much for coming.
I got I had the best time.
Oh, good. All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See you later.